Chapter 11 Sri Sai Satcharita. In this chapter, Dabholkar describes how the devotee can worship the Shagun, that is, manifested form of Sai Baba. Then continue the worship of the Nirguna, or formless state. It is easier for the devotee to worship the Supreme with form, as we too possess form. Then there is the Leela of Dr. Pandit's worship, where he draws a Tripunda on Baba's forehead, as he saw no difference between his Hindu Guru and the kafni-clad Sai Baba. Then there is the Leela of Baba's wrath on Haji Siddiq Phalke, who was proud of his pilgrimages to Mecca and Medina. And finally Shama intervenes and asks Baba to allow him into the sanctum sanctorum. Baba then tells Shama to ask him 3 questions. The first one was, would he walk the straight and narrow path to Barvi well? The second question was, would he give him 40,000 rupees in 4 installments? And the final question was, which part of the slaughtered goat would he like to eat, the haunch or the testicles? This is followed by the wonderful answers that Siddhi Phalke gave. Then Baba flies into a rage and shouts at him. Finally, Baba calms down and subsequently accepts him into his darbar. Lastly, there is the Leela of Baba's control over the elements, when he stops the torrential rains and storm. He then quells the raging Dhunimai, when the flames were leaping to the rafters. All this he did for the welfare of his devotees gathered there. I shall now talk about this chapter and the Leelas therein. Chapter 11 is a powerful chapter, and it is so important that many devotees read it every day. Some of them have learnt it by heart and recite it daily, or in times of need or crisis in their lives. Chapter 11 is called the Rudra Adhyay. Rudra is the 11th avatar of Lord Shiva. The power and glory of Rudra is written in all the Shastras. Rudra literally means Rudan, or to cry, as it indicates destruction. This destruction is the annihilation of the illusion and Maya. Hence we cry as we cling to the materialistic and worldly things, and then weep when we lose them. Dabholkar gives 3 extraordinary Leelas in this chapter. The first is Dr. Pandit's ritualistic worship of Baba, where Baba gladly allows Dr. Pandit to perform puja to him without flying into a rage, as he is simple-hearted and sees no difference between Baba and his Brahmin Guru. The second Leela is of Haji Durvesh Siddiq Phalke, who yearns to be included in Baba's darbar. However, Baba banishes him to stay in the north-facing Chowdi for 9 long months without paying any heed to him, until in desperation he seeks Shama's help and intervention, and finally is allowed to enter Baba's Dwarkamai and is ultimately accepted into Baba's darbar. Lastly, Baba's control over the elements. The terrible storm and the raging Dhunimai. Baba, the creator of the universe, had total control over the Panch Mahabhutas. So he could calm down the raging Dhunimai, or the terrible storm of torrential rain and gusty wind. Now I shall narrate a little history about Dr. Pandit and Haji Siddhi Phalke. Dr. Pandit. His name was Dr. Jagannath Utthil Pandit Jemnas. Dr. Pandit was related to Tatya Sahib Nulkar on his mother's side. He was devoted to Kaka Puranik. In Sri Sai Satcharita, chapter 11, the story of Dr. Pandit is beautifully described, where he offers Guru Puja to Baba by marking his forehead with a tripunda of sandalwood paste. As this was the puja he offered his Guru Kaka Puranik. Pandit was devout and innocent. His action conveys the highest truth that there is no difference between his Brahmin Guru and the kafni-clad Sai Baba. And Baba, perceiving his clear conscience, was quite pleased rather than flying into a rage. Dr. Pandit hailed from Kolhapur, Ratnagiri district, and was a medical doctor. He studied in medical college in Calcutta. His descendants are living in Pune. The Tripunda is symbolic of the gunas, Raja, Tama, Sattva, of which the universe is made of. When Dr. Pandit drew the Tripunda on his Guru's forehead, he believed that his Guru could destroy these gunas. Befittingly, he drew the Tripunda on Triputi Nashak Baba, who could easily destroy these gunas in all his devotees. This information was provided by Nulkar's descendants. Now I will talk a little about Kaka Puranik. Raghunath of Dopeshwar, alias Kaka Puranik. This Mahapurush was Baba's contemporary, the dates being 1821 to 1910. He was from Rajapur Jilla in Ratnagiri district. Tatya Sahib Nulkar and Dr. Pandit were devoted to him. Very little information is available on the saint. However, he and Baba worked in unison for his devotees. Now I shall talk a little about Haji Siddhi Phalke. Hazrat Durvesh Haji Muhammad Siddiq Phalke. Phalke was born in Kalyan in 1841. He was an affluent jamindar and had vast acres of farmlands. He was sophisticated, intelligent, well-read, and spiritual. He had travelled widely. Baghdad, Constantinople, Mecca were some of the places that he had visited. Dada Sahib Kaparde, who was extremely learned and a spiritual man, states that Siddhi Phalke was a gentleman of the old sort, or a karma margi, and very intelligent. He was spiritually developed and learned. The conversations that they had was pleasant and instructive. Baba liked Phalke a great deal and is said to have granted his wish. Siddhi Phalke was married to Khurshid and had two sons named Ghulam Mustafa and Muhammad Khurram. Phalke loved to wear spotless white clothes. Whenever the Dwarka Mai was washed with cow dung, Baba would summon Phalke and make him sit on the wet floor, much to Phalke's discontent. But when he got up, his clothes remained spotless as before. Baba loved and had a great deal of respect for Phalke, and whenever permission was granted for his departure, Baba would walk the 100 paces with him to see him off in the breach in the wall. Phalke lived in a huge building in Kalyan called Phalke Wada, and it is still there even today. In chapter 11 of Sai Satcharita, the story of Siddhi Phalke's attempt to obtain Baba's grace is given. Phalke stays for 9 months in the north-facing Chowdi, trying in vain to enter the Sanctum Sanctorum. Then he seeks Shama's help, and finally Baba relents. Then Baba asks Shama to ask Phalke whether he would carefully walk the straight and narrow path that goes beyond the Barvi well. Siddhi Phalke answers that whatever difficulty he may encounter, he will gladly tread that path. In fact, there is no well called Barvi in Shirdi or the neighboring villages. Baba could possibly use the word Barvi to mean 12. Here, Baba asks Siddhi Phalke whether he is willing to tread the straight and narrow spiritual path that is fraught with difficulties, whether he is willing to do the 12-year penance, the penance of the 12 inner disciplines, which are as follows: Viveka, discrimination; Vairagya, renunciation; Nisvartha, selflessness; Sama, calmness; Dama, self-control; Uparati, self-withdrawal; Titiksha, forbearance; Samadhan, self-settled; Shraddha, faith; Satsang, holy company; and Maun, silence of the mind; Ekant Dhyan, solitude and meditation; and lastly, the Guru's grace, without which nothing is possible. Siddhi Phalke indeed came to Baba off and on for 12 years. The next question was, "Will you give me 40,000 rupees in 4 installments?" To which Siddhi Phalke answers, "I will gladly give you 40 lakhs if asked. What then of thousands? Only let me be at thy feet." Siddhi Phalke was affluent, but was he willing to part with his money? The third question that Baba asked was, "What part of the sacrificial goat would you like to eat? Does he want to eat the meat-covered bones? Or is his heart set on eating the sex organs?" Baba wants to make sure that he has no appetite of any kind, be it delectable food or sensual appetite. Siddhi Phalke's answers are incredible. He states that if Baba wishes to give him anything, he would cherish a crumb from his column. Then Baba accepts him and gives him 55 rupees, and he is accepted into Baba's darbar. And this concludes the commentary on the chapter. Om Sai Ram.